Hi, it's Carter with Working Smarter with Carter, and today we're going to talk about why momentum. So why momentum? Here on the scale of UCaaS, I call it, every UCaaS provider fits somewhere on here. They either sell on price or they're selling on feature. Momentum aims to be right here in the middle. And if we need to compete on price, we can do that. If we compete on feature, we can do that. The idea is it doesn't matter how great your price is or how great your feature is. If you can't manage it, support it, and deploy it, none of this matters. So we want to aim to be right here in the middle, compete on price, compete on feature, but we want to be able to support it, deploy it, and manage it. So why momentum? Let's dive right in. So the first thing we want to do is sit down with the client and walk them through a series of questions. And what that looks like is we want to understand internet connectivity. So Momentum is a asset-light aggregator, and we can provide circuits domestically or internationally. So do you need a 1 gig, a 500 meg? What's the network capacity to be able to take on voice traffic if we went with our UCaaS platform? So internet, we want to be able to offer that solution if the solution needs it. Their WAN, LAN, what kind of switching environment do they have? Firewall, this is a very large component. Is there an MSP that we need to be working with? Because when you start introducing voice traffic into a network, then the firewall becomes a big piece of that. So we want to make sure we understand who that is and walk them through that process. Contact center is a big piece, and call flows. When you think of, what do you want your callers to experience when they call? We want to make sure we design the right solution for you. And then call flow. Just what does that general call flow look like? Are we talking about queuing or hunt groups, auto attendance, mobility? So when you think of mobile devices, are you, the organization, providing these devices to your end users so that when we get into IM and presence, will these users be open to putting applications on their mobile devices to IM and presence and soft phone applications? Voicemail, anything unique with voicemail? You'd be surprised how often we find there's something unique with voicemails, and then you get into transcription. As you can imagine, that's a somewhat newer feature set the past 5 years or so. Then you get into fax. We've talked about our Cloudline solution. So are we just looking to replace fax with our basic virtual fax solution, or are we going to be looking at our Cloudline solution for security as well? So when you think of replacing POTS lines, we can introduce our Cloudline POTS line replacement, or maybe just a traditional virtual fax as part of the solution. Then application, so application integration. So that's the idea around, what kind of call flow experience, contact center experience where calls are coming in and we're doing screen pops, integration, call logging, things around application. So as you can tell, we want to make sure we cover all the different pieces of the services. And then we kind of, as we wrap up, we talk about call reporting. So when you think about call reporting and call recording, you think of still part of the general call flow. So, and then you think of the admin piece. So if that's your office building, and of course nowadays people work remotely, but administering all these different feature sets, you're going to do that with one portal access. So you're going to be able to get your reporting, your recording, user list, call flow, all the administration tools are going to be via one admin portal is one of the pieces. And then you talk about, how am I going to take this solution and implement it? So what you're going to get is Momentum's professional services. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the heavy lifting, the complexity, whether it's multiple locations or one, and we're going to migrate you to this new solution with our professional services. So the kind of the why Momentum, we're going to put our people on site to deploy those services, and then you're going to get 24/7 US based UC support. So this is a fully managed solution by Momentum. You have the admin access to administer these things yourself, but you also can get the Momentum 24/7 US-based support to support your UC solution. And then really the foundation of where we sit in the space is 20 years of experience supporting enterprises of all shapes and sizes. Whether you're being 50 users or several thousand, we're there to support you. So this is why Momentum.